Blessings, everyone. My name is Gabrielle, and welcome to my channel where I talk about transformation and mindset shifts. And I wanted to come on and really just share a great experience that I had over the weekend. And, I've really been focusing on having a full day every day because as a single mom right now, sometimes we're working, we're very productive, we're doing things, we're taking the kids to school, we're picking them up, we're fixing breakfast, lunch, and dinner sometimes. And we are also doing those things for ourselves: self care, working, exercising, planning. And it can be very, very busy. So sometimes when we think we're being productive, we're just filling our day with a lot of busy things. And that can really take a toll on your mind, it could take a toll on your body. And, this weekend, I was very intentional with the time that I spent and I was very intentional with even getting myself dressed and getting my son dressed and just taking time to make sure we're well polished, we're well groomed, we look nice. As we prepared for the event, we prepared specifically for the event. And I noticed even a change within my mindset that I was more present and I was more aware. I was out of that autopilot that I do for 5 days a week when I'm working in my career where you just get up, you make your coffee, you log on for work, da 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 da. I was more intentional with what I did, and I really am thriving to do this in each day, to be intentional with how I spend my day and being more present and aware. And so over the weekend, I visited a park, and usually when I go to parks, I just sit and enjoy the weather. I enjoy the scenery. But this time, I actually did one of the walking trails. And usually I don't do this if it's just me and my son. But this time I had someone that I trusted that was with me. And we walked this trail that, we knew at the end of it, it was a waterfall. But the trail itself, we didn't know what we were going to walk into, what was going to be on there, uh, what slopes were going to be up there, if we were going to have to take time, if it was rock. We didn't know. We were just knowing at the end of the trail was a waterfall. And we made that journey, and it was so beautiful just to be present, just to be focused on where we're walking, make sure we're not tripping over any roots that are protruding out of the ground, make sure we're not stumbling over any rocks, but really paying attention to each step that we're taking as we made our way to the waterfall. And then when we got to the waterfall, we it was more so on a hill. And so we were, saying, okay, do we want to go down all these rocks, these rugged rocks, to really get a great experience, to really be in the moment? And we saw, young kids who had walked, climbed down those rocks. We saw older people that were older than us, and we're like, okay, come on, we could do this. So I was like, let me step out of my comfort zone and really take this climb where I'm having to kind of, make my way down and hold on to things. But once we're close to that waterfall, it was so beautiful to hear the water rushing down, and even to really pay attention to how calm it was at the top and how it just flowed down and the sound that it made, and just really um being in the moment and just reflecting on God's goodness in the earth, his nature that responds to him, his nature that worships him. And I just began to have such an intimate moment with God, really reflecting on his beauty in all his creation. And I really just wanted to share this with you all. And as I was really reflecting on this, even last night, as I was writing, the verse Psalms 104. Now, I love Psalms 104. It really just speaks about God's creation, how nature responds to him. And one of the verse that spoke that really stood out to me was, "He watereth the hills from his chambers. The earth is satisfied with the fruit of thy works." And when I really thought about that, everything in nature responds to God. He created every living thing to respond. It responds to the words that he has spoken over the earth. And I even think about that even in my own garden. I have some plants that attracts pollinators, and they attract butterflies and bumblebees. And you really just see how the bumblebees go on. They lay on the plants, they lay on the petals, they retrieve the pollen. The butterflies, you just sit and you admire them, knowing that God created them with purpose, and they're getting up. And I know this may sound crazy, but they're serving their purpose. And I really believe that nature can be very healing. It could be very healing to your mind. It could be very healing to your body. If you really just shift your perspective and really be present in the moment. Be present in the moment. Be aware of where you are, because sometimes I know for me, I just feel like I'm just going. And sometimes it's not even my own journey. Sometimes I feel like, when you're told to go get an education, get a degree, get a good job, da, 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 and it's like you've placed yourself on a path that somebody else wanted for you, not necessarily what you wanted for yourself. And yes, it's good to strive and be accomplished and succeed in life, but are you doing what your purpose to do, what you're called to do? And nature, being in nature, create such an environment for reflection, where you can reflect and you can ask God, you created me. What purpose did you create me for in this earth? And I really just wanted to share this with you all. It has been so encouraging to me, such an experience, even so something as simple as taking a walking trail or a hiking trail to a waterfall or to a lake or whatever, just to refresh, to reset, to reflect on God's goodness in the earth. And I also encourage you to read Psalms 104, read the full chapter in its context, and really see what comes up for you and how you can reflect on God's goodness in your life. And I hope this has encouraged you today. You can check out more on my website at womenwhocultivate.com.